Hello, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to the big show. My name is Mickey. This is Mickey in the Middle, the quintessential show for Middle Americans. We're all Middle Americans are welcome. It doesn't matter where you've been, doesn't matter where you're going, just matters that you're here right now. Just what my hat's crooked, so I've only got one light. I'm not sure how this is supposed to sit or how this is supposed to look, so I'm gonna get rid of my hat. It's crazy. So anyway, welcome to the big show. Can't tell you how much I appreciate everybody being here. We're gonna do what we normally do, and we're gonna kick off with a Mickey comment Olympics. So hi everybody. Hey, Carolyn Greggs Ledger coming in with a gold medal. That's right. It's Carolyn gold medal Greggs Ledger and Don Ledger out there in Arizona. So thanks a lot for being here today. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here. Just want to I'm going to get right to the point. I'm not going to be here on long. I am on vacation in Branson, Missouri with my cousin Chris. Today, last night we stayed out on a porch and we smoked cigars and we drank alcoholic beverages until it was way too late, and until we knew that we were going to wake up with hangovers, and didn't even set an alarm this morning. But when we got up, uh, we just decided to enjoy Branson, Missouri. And we decided that we were going to be like an old married couple. We were going to find things to do here in the timeshare. So we went downstairs and we tie-dyed some shirts, and then we sang karaoke, and then we went out to dinner. Then we came back here for drinks and to watch the Boston Celtics and watch the Boston Red Sox. Boston Red Sox are getting absolutely smoked by the Houston Astros. And right now the Celtics are up in the first game of the semis of the whatever league they're in, championship. So, and they're up by 10 points over Miami. We're having a great time up here. So I'm not going to be on long, but I just want to let you know I really appreciate it. So let's do this. I saw something today while I was looking through the news, trying to find something to talk about today. And I want to read you a headline from Rolling Stone. The headline from the Rolling Stone reads, "The Buffalo shooter isn't a lone wolf. He's a mainstream Republican." The article explained how the accused killer embraced the great replacement theory and has become more common among conservatives, and took the propaganda to its violently logical conclusion. Now, I wanted to talk about that because that's a lie. That's a lie. When Rolling Stone says that the person that went on a crazy rampage in Buffalo was a mainstream Republican, that is 100% bullshit. And you want to know why I know that? Because there are not Republicans out in every country, in every city, in every county, in every part of the United States of America going out and shooting people. Because you go out and you shoot people, it's absolutely crazy. And it's stupid. And there's mental illness involved with people that get to the point where they grab a gun and they go shooting people out in the street or in a supermarket. And it's absolutely irresponsible to start blaming 50% of the country. And they are saying that all Republicans are hateful and all Republicans are racist and all Republicans, if taking logic and thought through the proper conclusions, would go and do this. And it's absolutely crazy and irresponsible for somebody like Rolling Stone to actually put that in a headline and print it. They're literally declaring war on the Republican Party. And they're saying, and I quote, and I'd like to read this again, took propaganda and its violent to its logical conclusion. So here's the thing is, that's propaganda right there. When Rolling Stones write that down, Rolling Stone literally says that Republicans are taking stuff to their violent and logical conclusion. Well, wouldn't you say that the statement that Rolling Stone just made also takes that rhetoric and reverses it 100% And that means that logically conclude that Democrats will do that based on the propaganda that Rolling Stone just put out. Because they're saying, hey, look here, they're going to go to violent ends. The logical conclusion of that is then other people must also do that in order to counteract the Republican violence if it's a logical conclusion. They're talking about a civil war. They're talking about war. And the simple fact of the matter is if a crazy person grabs a gun, no matter what their reasoning is, it's in them. It's on them. They're the ones that have the bullets. They're the ones that have the gun. They're the ones that are the crazy person that will take it upon themselves to inflict violence on others. The vast majority, you got to remember, we have 330 million people in the United States of America. 330 million people. And most of them are good people. Most of them are not violent people. We've taught our kids to be good. We've taught our children to be responsible. We taught our kids to love thy neighbor. We taught our kids to be understanding. We taught them to respect diversity. We taught them to respect other people's property. We have a very low crime rate in the United States en masse from coast to coast. There's not a lot of violence. Is there a lot of violence? Yes, because there's 330 million people in the United States of America. But when you start blaming a political party or you start blaming a political ideology, nobody in the political party is saying, go kill anybody. Nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying, hey, look here, X, Y, and Z results in a violent overthrow of a culture or any person or any individual. And that you should, nobody is ever saying, hey, look here, you have to be violent to make your point. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's absolutely ludicrous because nobody has said, go and kill somebody. So what the theory is, oh, well, Republicans hate trans people. That I don't believe that to be true. Not in one single stretch of the imagination. They might not like the lifestyle, but nobody's saying go and be violent against those people. Nobody's saying, hey, look here, if you support the international climate agenda, that anybody should be violent towards those people either. Nobody's saying, hey, look here, go be violent against people that are of a different race or of a different religion. Nobody in the United States is advocating violence. Nobody, not one single person advocates for violence, but they are now turning the conversation and they're saying that speech is hateful and that speech incites violence, although nobody says go out and incite and go out and do violence. Nobody's saying that. It's a bunch of crap. And I'm getting kind of sick and tired of people putting words in other people's mouths that they don't say. Just because I don't agree with you does not mean that I'm being violent. And this goes for everybody on both sides. It doesn't matter whether you're progressive. It doesn't matter whether you're conservative. It doesn't matter whether you're liberal. It doesn't matter whether you're socialist or communist. Nobody should be advocating for violence. And I do not ever hear anybody advocating for violence. I just don't. I don't hear progressives advocating for violence. I don't hear Republicans advocating for violence. I don't hear anybody out on the street advocating for violence. We have a difference of opinion because we're supposed to have a difference of opinion. We can't all be of the same mind and we can't be all of the same body. We can't be of the same thought process because if we did, we become stagnated. And we can't always agree with each other because if we agree with each other 100%, that means that there's no variety in the world. And variety is literally what makes progress happen in the world. Somebody goes, hey, the planet's getting too warm. Somebody can turn around and go, I think that's the way it's supposed to be. And the world's been heating up over a long period of time. And then the two of them have to be able to discuss that in order to come to a compromise and a workable solution. Mark Calcaterra says, Where would you say most of the violence occurs? Republican-backed cities or Democrat-backed cities? The facts would show. Well, all right. So here's the thing: is there's two types of violence that we're talking about. All right. So there's three types of violence in the world: nation state upon nation state. That's the first level of violence. The second violence is statistic driven based on any area and any population. The third part of that is one-on-one crime. And when I say one-on-one crime, if you're a mass shooter and you go out there, there's one person inflicting violence on many individuals. So it's an individual against an individual, individual against an individual, individual against an individual. So crazy people occur across all demographics. It doesn't matter whether you're Republican, it doesn't matter whether you're a Democrat, it doesn't matter whether you're a progressive or a liberal or a communist or a socialist. There are people of all sects that are violent. And it's not acceptable for any of them to be violent. That's why we have laws against it. It's why we have laws against murder, why we have laws against assault, why we have laws against raping, pillaging, plundering. And it goes across all demographics. Because if you have a conservative city, conservative cities have crime. There are democratic cities that have crime. But the one-on-one individual that gets in to a situation and they hear anybody saying something and they start interpreting it, they have the choice to not do that. If somebody comes up to me and says, hey, man, I want you to go start killing people with blue t-shirts, I'm going to say that's a bad idea. And I'm probably going to report that person to the police. And that's what the problem is in this situation. Nobody has said be violent against somebody who disagrees with you. But what some people are being told is violence is disagreement. If you don't like my lifestyle or you don't like my decisions and you say that publicly, you're advocating violence against me. And that's not the case. And we got to take everything for what it is. If somebody goes and creates violence, that's on them. That's on them. I advocate for peace. I want everybody to be peaceful. I want everybody to understand that we're all in this together and that everybody should be free and that everybody should be free to have thoughts and free to be able to say words. And those words cannot be taken as violence unless they say, be violent. And I just don't hear that on either side. And it doesn't, people in rural areas and people in urban areas and people that are rich and people that are poor are all thrown in this, and we have to make decisions for ourselves every single day. And I don't believe that out of 330 million people, that all of the people are violent or have the ability to be violent. So it's one of those things that I'm here advocating peace and I'm here to lower the rhetoric, but I believe that it's irresponsible for Rolling Stone to basically come out and say, this is typical and this is a standard Republican thing. I think that that's absolutely, I'm going to read this again. The replacement theory that has become more common among conservatives and took the propaganda to its violently logical conclusion. There's no violent talk. There's disagreement, and that's not violence. And I'm not being hateful if I say that I don't like your shirt. I'm not being violent if I say I don't like your lifestyle. I'm not being violent if I say that I disagree with you on any issue. That's not violence. That's a disagreement. So that's all I got. I just wanted to come on and I just wanted to say that because I totally disagree with the concept that because somebody says something and you hear it and that should not manifest itself in violence in any way. and that we should be able to have the right of having free speech without having a government or a group of journalists saying that somebody's advocating violence when they're obviously not. And that's bullshit. So that's all for tonight. So I'm going to go on and watch the rest of the ball game. I'm going to enjoy my time in Branson. Tomorrow we're going golfing. We're going to have a great time. Today we did karaoke and whoop, whoop. I'm not saying that somebody might have filmed it, Chris, but Chris filmed some stuff. It might be released on video, but it wasn't very good. I just want to let you know. So we're having a great time in Branson. I want everybody to know that I love you. Thank you very much for your comments. Make the show better. I love you, and I hope that you love watching the show. Remember to like, share, hit the notification bell. Mickey in the Middle, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Central, right here, wherever I am, right there, wherever you are. Carolyn says, enjoy your awesomeness. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Mark Calcaterra, I'm so glad you're. By the way, Mark Calcaterra, you won the bronze medal tonight. You were the third one to make comments, so congratulations on that. I greatly appreciate it. You guys all be good. I will see you next time. Remember, like, share, hit the notification bell. I love you. And without further ado, let me get ready to do this. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Good night, small one. I love you. See ya.